Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Pseudos Crochet and More. This is your host Crystal. Today I am going over a yarn that I got a while back this year. It was from the New River Art and Fiber craft store. I'm going to say craft store because it had more than just yarn. The back of the store was yarn, and the front of the store was everything art supplies that you could even think of. That was back in, wow, April I went there. Yes, April. This was actually in a hank form, and I did show this in my what I bought from their video, and I did state that once I got this out of hank form and into cake or ball, that I would review it. So today's the day. Yay! Only 4.5 months later. Better late than never, I guess. So this is by NAO, 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 I don't know. It probably means something, yarns. It's 218 yards or 4 ounces. It's considered as 2-ply super wash merino. It's in the color hot and tipsy. It is a worsted weight yarn. It recommends US 7 to 8 needles. So I'm going to try a 5mm crochet hook. And then the gauge is on here, 4 to 5 stitches per inch. And that's all related to knitting. So if you're a crocheter, we'll find out what the best hook is here in just a moment. Since I forgot that they put on here that it was worsted. And I did unfortunately have to break it down to 2 cakes. My little yarn winder is not big enough to do a whole thing like that in one go. So I did have to split it, unfortunately. But we will get going here to see how this works up and what my thoughts are on it and go from there. Now, since this is superwash merino, I would suggest going off of yesterday's video. It did say to hand wash, lay flat to dry. I'm going to say the same thing for this. Now, these are the colors for, I want to say, Virginia Tech. Oh my gosh. Hey. Let's see. Because my husband thought it was funny that I bought the colors for that team. Yes, this is the colors of Virginia Tech. So even if you're not a Virginia Tech person, these colors work well together. It's orange, purple, like a yellow. Well, yellow I think is because it was changing from white to orange. And then there's some splashes of white in there. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and put the bigger one up because the littler one actually has more yarn unwound on it. So we will go with that. And then I'm going to get my 5mm crochet hook. I was going to do the wraps per inch, but it did state on there what the size of the yarn is. So, alright, now. So I hope everybody's doing well. I am recording this on Tuesday afternoon, almost early evening time. So I'm actually able to get videos done this week because my husband had to go out of town for work. And he'll be home Thursday. So hopefully by Thursday night I'll have everything done for this week for you guys. Now, just as a reminder, you do have until 6 p.m. tonight to enter for the giveaway that was in last week's only video. It was a hidden giveaway, and I only had one comment when I went to go look at it yesterday. So I extended it to Wednesday, which is today. So you have until 6 p.m. to comment. Make sure you read the rules and description in the description box, so that way whoever wins can actually receive the item. I'm hoping that going forward, maybe I can do little giveaways here and there. It will not be big giveaways right now, unfortunately. Like I did for my first 100 subscribers. That shipping almost shocked the crap out of my husband when he found out how much it was going to cost to send all that yarn. I was hoping that it would have fit in one of the boxes that you can pay one price no matter how much you put in there, but it wouldn't fit in the biggest box they had for that. So we had to pay an arm and a leg, which I don't mind, but I have to make sure that, you know, it's not going to kill my budget too. So and I will go ahead and link that I will put the link to that video in the description box below if you haven't watched it yet. And if you have not watched the videos for the New River Art, oh my goodness, New River, yeah, I can't, my brain, New River Art and Fiber, there we go, holy cow. Today feels just like another Monday for me. I got up for work this morning, and I was notified that I was going to be doing something that I haven't done in a very long time, so that threw me for a loop. And then trying to wind up these yarns because I've had them for so long, and this one actually wound up pretty good, but the one that I did was in yesterday's video was a little bit more tricky, if you could say it that way. It was more of a pain in the you-know-what, because as I broke it down, I was breaking it down into two cakes because I've got a little yarn winder, which is nice, but when you have bigger hanks or skeins or donuts and there's more yardage in there than that thing can hold, there's a problem. So I might have to invest in the future a bigger yarn winder. I might have to get one that's more appropriate for wool. I got the one from Knit Picks on Amazon, and it works well if I'm just trying to kick up the rest of a thing of yarn that I didn't use, or I'm trying to get it organized and I don't feel like forming it into a ball. So there's the first row. That's for single crochet. It's actually working out pretty good for a 5mm. You could probably go up to a 5.5. I am using my Susan Bates 5 8 USH8. You can use whatever, hook you would like preference wise, because even though I'm using a 5, somebody might use a 6 and get the same result. Alright, so now we're going to go into half double. Tuesday's video, I did release that right after I was done uploading it, so if you haven't seen it, please check that out. It's titled Yarn Bee Authentic Hand-Dyed Yarn Review. It does look like, unfortunately, that they're doing away with those unless they're changing out for new colors coming in for the fall. I don't know. But there was only one color listed online, and it was sold out. They didn't even have any. And this week is, I know I'm not doing a Hobby Lobby video, but just to let you know, this is the yarn 30% off week at Hobby Lobby. If you have one near you and you want to try Hobby Lobby yarn, they have great yarn. I have nothing against their yarn. I just wish it was more affordable, like everything else. I'm sure everybody wishes was more affordable. Or they gave you more in it, give us more yardage meters. Charge is the same, but give us a little bit more in there so it feels like we're, getting a good deal. It's like when you go to those fancy restaurants and you buy these most expensive thing and it's like just a little dab of something in the middle of the plate and everything else is clean around it. No. That's not me. I'd rather get my money's worth. And I don't know. Anybody else feel like that with yarn? If they kept it the same price but just gave us a little bit more in it, we wouldn't be as bad, or lower the price and all that. But I know why it's going up. It just stinks. How's everybody's summer? Are you guys experiencing a lot of heat waves where you're at? Or are you starting to mellow out where you're at? I noticed when I was getting my my hanks caked up. Yeah, I'm saying that totally backwards. Texas is getting a tropical storm or hurricane. I kind of miss Texas. But I'm glad I'm not there right now because of the heat, but this is working up pretty good. I was thinking about making a scarf with this because it's a worsted weighted yarn and there's not much, and I only got one because that's all they had. They do sell this in just the purple, just the orange, and different weights, and they also sell it like I got it with all the colors mixed together in the worsted. I wish they had two of these, because then I would probably make something bigger, or a set, like a hat and scarf set. I don't think I could get both of them out of this. I guess it would also depend on what pattern I did, if it would work, but everything's about the pattern that you choose, the hook size that you choose, and your tension too. You could probably almost get away with trying to color pull. Because, I mean, even though there's a little bit of spiking with some of the color, it does seem pretty consistent so far. But I haven't tried color pulling, so I don't know if this would work or not. I know there's certain things you have to look for. If it's too short, too long, things like that. If it's way too long, then that would be more of color control. If it's too long of striping, so you could line it up to where everything matches to where you want it to. And this is not bothering me either. It's a very soft. I didn't realize it was I didn't realize it was worth it, because going from this to the one that I did from yesterday, that was a big change in the thickness of yarn, and I was thinking it would have been more of a roving style, but this one's not. It's almost like if you felt it and didn't know that there was wool in here, it almost feels like acrylic. That's just my opinion. I mean, I know it's not acrylic, but if I didn't know any better and I was working with it, unless it started really irritating me, I would think it was just an acrylic. And I don't know if that's saying much, because you don't want it to feel like acrylic. You want it to feel like merino or the fiber that's being used in the yarn. Again, these are just my opinions. If you're ever in, and this place is located in Blacksburg, Virginia. So if you're not very far from there and you know about the place, you definitely check them out. They were very helpful. They kept asking me if I had any questions. She was actually nice enough to allow me in the store before they started getting customers, so I wasn't interrupting the customers or, kind of getting in the way. They kind of got busy. I did go there I did go there on a Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. I know it wasn't. It was a Sunday because the parking wasn't bad, and we didn't have to pay to park because it was on the weekend, and they only make you pay to park out there if you park during the week, which is nice because we weren't expecting that. So free parking, yay! I'll go for free parking. This is also the place. If you've watched my walkthrough on here. This is the place where I got my husband the jar that you take home and you add your whiskey or whatever you want to it and make adult drinks. You could also add water to them. It had like dried fruits and stuff in it to make different things. And I got him, I think it was the old fashioned, and he did not like that. So that one we would never buy again if we when we have the time to go back to this location. I'm really kind of hoping that we do get to go back to this one because I really did like this place. They had a lot of different craft things for everybody. They had all the crochet stuff in the back of the store and all the art supply stuff in the front of the store. They had canvases, all different kind of spray paints, easels, and it was very nice to see a variety of things. And kind of interesting to see that they added yarn to it when they had all the art stuff in the front. Maybe they had people that asked, for them to carry yarns. I'm not sure. I forgot to get their story on how they became a store there. I'm getting tongue tied. I'm gonna get a sip of my drink real quick. Alright, so here's but yeah, I think if you use the right stitch, you could almost color pull this. I'm not going to say it's going to be 100% because of that white that splashes through here and there. It's almost like they do a little bit of white and then they gradually change to the next color. Then a little bit of white and gradually change to the next color. So this one might be a little tricky to color pull, but if you have some tricks up your sleeve, you might be able to do it. The 5mm worked wonderful with it. You could probably go up to a 5.5 or 6. Again, it all depends on what you're making and how close you want the stitches to be for the project. So my final review on this, I don't even remember how much this was because it wasn't marked on there, and it wasn't marked on the shelf that I grabbed it from. I actually had to ask somebody what the price was because a lot of the things they had there, they were marked with pricing, but this for whatever reason wasn't, and it might be because they had just gotten it in or somebody just forgot to tag it. But I'm gonna frog it and then I'll give you my final review, my final thoughts, and my score. Now, pricing does take effect, but because I cannot remember how much this was, I know it was on the high side, because of it being Virginia colors and it being a hand-dyed hank. I'm pretty sure it's hand-dyed, but and there's not much info on here as far as washing instructions. I mean, somebody that knows that you should hand wash this would, but if you didn't know that and you're brand new to crochet or knitting, you may wash this in the washer and ruin what you just made. So they really do need to put some washing instructions on these labels. And I think there was only the hanks that I noticed that on. Now, like, they had some not Premier, but Universal yarns there, which I had gotten in. It was the clean, the reusable cotton or recycled cotton that I got, and of course that's going to have the washing instructions on it because it comes from an actual like store type place. I can't think of what I'm trying to say. Universal Yarns, Premier Yarns, they're going to label how to wash that. But for whatever reason, this private label, because that's what I'm going to say, it's a private label, and it could be somebody local. I think they really need to add on their sticker back here, maybe make another sticker and add that information on here as far as washing. Because again, you don't want to get something and not know how to wash it, especially if you're brand new. If I would have gotten this brand new and saw it and I'm like, oh, this feels great, I love the colors, I'm gonna go home and make me something and then wash it and then dry it in the dryer and go, what the heck happened to what I just made? It shrunk, or it got really, really fuzzy. It could go one way or the other. It could really shrink up, or it could get extremely fuzzy, and that's not good. But let me go ahead and frog this. It's actually really nice. It's not too rough. It's not as, I don't think it's as soft as the one that I reviewed yesterday. I'm saying this on Tuesday when you guys are going to see this on Wednesday, but it was Tuesday's video. I did another hand-dyed or hank of yarn that I got caked up. I think that was actually softer. Now this is comfy, don't get me wrong about that, but it feels almost too acrylic-y. Like they used acrylic, I don't know. Even though it says it's superwash merino, it doesn't feel like no. And that's another reason why I wish fall would get here. My nose has been killing me. Oh, with all this heat change and stuff. Alright, so my final thing on this is going to be an 8 out of 10. And the reason for that is because I don't feel like this feels like a merino, a superwash merino. It feels more acrylic to me. And it shouldn't feel that way. The other yarn, if you go back to yesterday's, was a lot softer. And that's saying something considering I gave that a 9 out of 10 from yesterday. But this is going to get an 8 out of 10. One would be the price, because I think it was too up there for what this came out to be, to feel like. The other reason is that washing instructions. Why are we missing? I don't care about not having the crochet hook. I'm getting pretty good at guessing what size hook to use depending on what size weight to use. And what I feel works best for the yarn. But not having any washing instructions, that's not good. Let me know what you think about that. What would you do? What do you think you would do if you were brand new, saw this yarn, said, ooh, that's pretty, I want to get it and make something with it? How would you wash that? Let me know in the comment section. Just pretend you're brand new, never crocheted or knitted, didn't know what you were getting into. You saw there was superwash merino, but you weren't sure on how to wash it. How would you go about determining how you would wash it? I'd like to see what you guys think. And if you think that they should add that information to these tags that are probably like a private label, like a local dyer, because I think I tried looking them up, and I'm going to do that again here. NAO Yarn. Okay, so it actually came up as it's an exclusive. Maybe I should look up who is. And they have a whole bunch of new ones in there. But the one that I got was the largest hank that they had. And according to this on their website, and I will go ahead and put their website in the description box as well. And if I can, well, no, not if I can. I can. I will also put the first video to that shopping, the walkthrough. Not shopping, because I wasn't shopping at that point. But there is a video of what I bought at the end of that week. My walkthrough, and you guys can check them out. Again, they are located in Blacksburg, Virginia. And I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, you can purchase from them online and they will ship to you, but I don't know if they'll ship outside of the U.S. Let's see. Hot and Tipsy Mini. This was Hot and Tipsy. Which one was this one? Hot and Tipsy. Okay. So, according to this, it says it's $29 for this and the rest of this, which is this here. So, and it's 218 yards. The maroon is considered Tipsy Turkey, this color here. And the orange is Hot Hokey. And the variegated maroon and orange is Hot and Tipsy. So that's basically the two colors mixed together for the Hot and Tipsy. Let's see. But I want to say that I paid more, I think, for these. Not much more, but I do believe I paid more for them. Let me see. I'm going to see if... real quick before I get this wrapped up here. This has to be a local dyer for the New River and Art. New River Art and Fiber. Because there's nothing coming up except for going to New River Art and Fiber. I had to stop myself there for a second, because it does look like they. Okay, so New Arts and Fiber. That's apparently what that NAO stands for. NA New Art. I don't know, because it's saying we dye our own orange and maroon yarns by hand in house. Get your exclusive Team Spirit yarn from a dyer who is more familiar with Virginia Tech's team colors. So it is somebody that's in one of their employees dyes this yarn for sale. But again, I don't think it's worth $29. I get that they take their time to do this, but if they do, they need to make it feel more... I mean, with it not worked up, it does feel a little bit more like Superwash Merino, but not by much. If any of you've been there and bought this, what were your thoughts on it? Did you like it? Did you think it wasn't the right feel for what you were getting? Let me know in the comment section below. As a reminder, at sometime after 6 tonight, I will be drawing the winner for the giveaway that was hidden in the video from last week. So if you haven't had a chance to enter, now's your chance. After 6 o'clock, you won't have any more chances to enter, and there will be no duplicate. So if you enter twice, it'll only take one of your entries for the drawing. Just make sure that you read the rules and description, and I will put that link down in the description box, along with the New River Art and Fiber link and the first walkthrough video, in case you haven't seen that yet either. Alright, well, I hope you all liked today's video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you like my content, please go ahead and hit that subscribe and then the notification bell so you're always aware of when I put out new content. Until next time, I hope you all stay safe and stay crafty. Have a good one. Bye-bye.